Episode 6 of 19. There is no true self, just what you stop defending. You're not becoming yourself. You're just getting quieter inside. You're not becoming your true self. You're just defending less. That silence you're afraid of, that might be you, uncloaked. You've been chasing your true self like it's buried under a mountain of trauma. You think once you heal enough, find enough, unlock enough, you'll arrive. But what if that's the lie that's keeping you stuck? You think there's a version of you waiting to be uncovered, the real you. So you collect tools, you discard people, you rebrand, all in search of some singular, essential self that will finally feel like home. But what if the real you isn't found by digging? What if it's what's left when you stop defending what you never were? There is no true self waiting behind the curtain. There's only the silence that shows up when you stop performing for safety. And that's what scares most people. Because without the old defenses, there's no character left, just presence. You're not becoming yourself. You're just learning to stop narrating the ego's script. And when the story stops, you're still here, still breathing, still whole. So the question isn't, who are you really? It's, what are you still protecting that you'd rather let die quietly than face out loud? Let's go there. Section 1. The myth of the true self. The self-help aisle loves the idea of a true self. Therapy loves it. Spiritual traditions love it. Even your favorite influencer loves it. It's the perfect sales pitch. There's a pure, untouched version of you somewhere inside waiting to be rediscovered. Once you heal enough, meditate enough, integrate enough, you'll arrive. It's seductive because it feels like hope. Like there's a version of you that's unscarred by your past, uncorrupted by your mistakes. A clean copy of you that's been hiding under all the noise. But here's the problem. The true self myth is just another ego project. It's perfectionism in disguise. It whispers, hey, once I'm my true self, then I'll finally be whole. Then I'll deserve my own life. And so you start chasing it, collecting tools, buying programs, trading in one label for another. But instead of freeing you, it keeps you stuck in the same loop. Still searching, still narrating, still defending the story that there's a more real version of you out there somewhere. The truth? You don't find yourself. You stop defending what you never were. Section 2. You are a strategy, not a statue. You're not a fixed, pre-carved masterpiece waiting to be dusted off. You're a strategy, a living adaptation. Every part of your personality, the parts you like and the parts you wish would die already, exist because it worked once. It kept you safe. It got what you needed. It helped you survive. Your ego isn't the enemy. It's just your oldest bodyguard. It built the walls around you when you needed them. It learned the moves that kept you from getting burned. Yes, trauma might have shaped it, but so did you. You made choices. You picked strategies. Some conscious, some instinctive, but they all served a purpose until they didn't. which is why finding your true self will never be the thing. Because there's no singular self to find. There's only the self you build when you stop defending the outdated strategies. You don't reveal yourself through excavation. You reveal yourself through subtraction, through letting old armor fall off without rushing to replace it. And when the noise dies down, you might be surprised to find there was nothing hiding under it. Just you, already here, already breathing. Section 3. How defense becomes identity. Look, you didn't mean for it to happen. No one does. You start with a wound, a weak spot you'd rather no one touch. So you build around it. An overdeveloped strength to hide the gap. You become fiercely independent so no one can abandon you. You become relentlessly capable so no one can dismiss you. You become endlessly agreeable so no one can reject you. You become hyper-responsible so no one can accuse you of failing them. You become the life of the party so no one notices how lonely you feel. You become the caretaker so no one questions your worth. You become unshakably calm so no one can see how afraid you are. You become the achiever so no one can question your value. You become the fixer so no one notices your own cracks. And here's the kicker. People praise it. They love your mask. They call it strength, resilience, confidence. You get rewarded for your armor. You get applause for the role you didn't even know you were auditioning for. And slowly, without even noticing, you start believing the mask is you. The strategy becomes your truth. It's not. The strategy is not your truth. It's just the version of you that's safest to present. For example, hyperindependence doesn't always mean strength. It often means terror of being needed, of needing anyone back, of the unbearable and, to be fair, very real risk that intimacy might not last. But the applause is addictive, so you keep polishing the mask, keep calling it me, keep forgetting that underneath it, there's a whole human you haven't let into the light in years. Section 4. What happens when you stop defending? The moment you let go of the mask, people stop recognizing you. Some won't like it. Some will be confused. Some will try to drag you back into the costume because they only know how to love you in character. You lose control of the narrative. You stop being the person who always has the right answer, or the one who's so strong, or the one who's always fine. And for a while, you feel unformed, exposed, like you're walking into every room without skin. There's a gap between the role you mastered and the self you haven't met yet. That gap feels terrifying. It also feels like freedom. Because once you stop defending, the stillness shows up. Not because you found yourself, but because you finally stopped running interference for the performance. You stop trying to steer every conversation away from the ever so tender places. You stop calculating every move to keep your image intact. You stop narrating your life in a way that makes you look coherent. And what's left? Not a character, not a brand, not a perfect essential self. Just presence. Just you. Quiet, uncloaked, still here. Section 5. The self isn't a thing, it's a process. You are not a finished product. You are not a final form. You are not a polished statue waiting to be unveiled. You are a living, breathing process, a constant exchange between who you've been, who you are now, and who you might become tomorrow. Selfhood is not static. It is responsive. It shifts with what you learn, with what you survive, and what you allow yourself to feel. When you try to, quote, find yourself, end quote, you imply there's a fixed version of you hiding somewhere else. That version doesn't exist. You're already here. What's in the way is everything you've built to survive. And here's the part most people skip over. Your survival structures are not wrong. They were intelligent. They kept you alive. But once they outlive their usefulness, they stop protecting you and start suffocating you. They make you feel small in a life you've outgrown. So the work is not to become something. The work is to remove what no longer fits. Not what no longer serves, but what no longer fits. To let each unnecessary layer fall away without replacing it with another costume. There's no finish line. There's only deeper truth. Only more space. Only less noise. Section 6. How to let the mask die without needing a new one. First rule, stop labeling yourself. Every label you pick up is another role you'll feel the need to defend. The more labels you wear, the harder it is to hear your own voice through the costume. Second, stop performing vulnerability like it's a brand. Vulnerability is not your marketing strategy. It is not a currency to buy intimacy. It is not a trick to prove you're authentic. It's the willingness to be unguarded without needing to announce it. Third, notice when you're explaining your truth instead of living it. If you constantly feel the need to justify yourself, you're still playing to an audience. You're still looking for permission to be what you already are. Fourth, practice silence. Not as an absence of sound, but as the presence of yourself without the script. No backstory, no self-selling, no positioning your worth in a way that others will get. Silence has a way of fleshing out the parts of you that only exist for show. It reveals what's solid and what was just scaffolding for the performance. It can feel like losing yourself at first, but it's not. It's meeting yourself without the translation. Section 7. Stop looking and start listening. You will not find yourself in a book. You will not find yourself in your journal. You will not find yourself in a weekend retreat, a vision quest, or a breathwork session that promises to unlock you. And yes, you will not even find yourself in psychedelics. They can absolutely blow the doors open. Psychedelics can certainly drop you into states of clarity and connection you didn't think were possible. Psychedelics can even show you what's under the armor. But they are not a finish line. They are a glimpse, a doorframe you still have to walk through over and over when the visions fade and your old habits try to drag you back. If you don't do the integration, the unglamorous daily work of letting go of old defenses, catching your reflexive masks in the moment, and choosing presence instead of performance, you'll just end up chasing the next ceremony like it's salvation. Look, if the psychedelic trip did the work for you, everyone would be healed by now. You will only meet yourself in the space between the defenses, in the moments when you are not narrating, not explaining, not protecting. You will meet yourself in the part of you that doesn't flinch when no one is validating you. in the pause between words when you stop auditioning for belonging. It will not feel like fireworks. It will not feel like a revelation. It will feel like a quiet exhale you didn't know you were holding. And in that space, you will realize you are not your past. You are not your potential. You are not the versions of you that other people carry in their heads. You are here, and here is enough. So stop hunting for the true you. Stop trying to peel back layers like you're looking for buried treasure. Stop asking the world to confirm that you've arrived. Start listening. Start noticing what's already present when you stop performing. Start trusting the stillness that doesn't need an audience. The goal is not to discover yourself. The goal is to stop defending the self that never needed defending in the first place. And once you do stop defending the self that never needed defending in the first place, you'll find there's nothing left to prove. Just presence, just breath, just life. And if that still feels too small, it's only because your ego is still talking.